Okay, ladies and gentlemen, people, how you doing today? Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Gerald. We are going to continue our Let's Read of Higurashi no Naku Kuro ni. Last time we left off, we met Mion and we met Rena, and now we're going to continue on, okay? So, Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 different students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seemed something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly lets me take the lead. Let me have a drink. Sorry about that. Right in front of the class door. Yeah, that's not suspicious. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Okay. Heh. Oh, let's see what the background here would have looked like in the original. Oh, wild. Okay. Heh. Too bad I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. Abanai. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is... Her name was Satoko Hojo, okay? New character. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satsuko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. I guess to get him covered in chalk. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is Satsuko we're talking about. What does her winking spray look like in that one? So weird. Even in the original, it's so weird. Okay. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Alright, Keiichi, keep yourself up. Satsuko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. That is a really out there reference, dude. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you at least expect it, she strikes. No escape. No time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it? What the hell? She trying to murder you, dude? At a certain point, I don't think this is... I took a pretty heavy hit from the blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. So then, and why don't you let it just open up the door and let it drop? They didn't really capture Rena's this background music, man, but they didn't really capture Rena's speaking pattern when translating this. So So that's what it is. That's what Satsuko was after. Making me focus my attention upward. So as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. My god, dude, this girl is not... This is not what we call a trap or hazing. This is her trying to hurt you. A potent and terrifying trap. No shit. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satsuko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. Oh, I felt something strange in my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in almost a picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Instinctually, reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. Oh, that's vicious. If you guys don't know what an inkstone is they literally have a stone where you mix in water, and the chemical little mixture becomes a type of ink that you can then use for writing with traditional Chinese and Japanese pens, like the brushes. Although I think you might be able to use an inkwell pen, I'm not sure. I shuddered, imagining the situation I had landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Alright, so this is the infamous Satsuko, huh? Let's take a peek. Okay, yeah. And the original sprite. I should have guessed. Okay. Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual traps, Satsuko. Yeah, he literally said special trap. Come on. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. Satsuko, if you can understand the Japanese she's using, it's like she uses this really archaic, formal Japanese, I want to say. It's a little hard for me to understand, to be honest. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow, 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 ow. It seems I inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Oh, that's so cute. Rika, pain, go away. The small dainty hand continued to stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? Let's see. What does Rena look like? Yep. So you can kind of see the difference between the ones here, okay? Hey, this is like a perfect example. Oh, and her switch sprites, she looks fine. Longer skirt, the works. Go to Manga Gamer. That skirt becomes noticeably shorter, dude. Like, what the hell? And then the original... Well, the original is pretty close to the current iteration. So, you didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. I'll pour myself some more. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. That's the last of the sherry. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you, Rena. I was trying to interpret the Japanese there. Oh, there you go. Mina no ohayou gozaimashita. Good morning to you, Rena. Good morning to all. Yeah, Mina means everyone or all people, so that's how you make it plural. Rika greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Neon, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. Listen to the hatred in Keiichi's voice. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling, while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. Are you? Are you really? A good girl wouldn't set up those nasty traps. I could hardly understand what she just said in Japanese. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof, ooh-ah. I picked up Sadako by the back of her collar. She looked like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. That's a good translation there. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to her forehead. I'm against violence. You don't have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. What does the sprite look like? Okay. Yeah. Okay. It can split plywood right in half. Eek! Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way that people will misunderstand. Yeah, it sounds like a sexual abuse allegation. A small hand tugged the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satsuko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. I don't need to voice that one, that's just crying. It doesn't bother me. You mustn't cry, Satsuko. Keep on fighting, yeah. By the way, this is something you'll notice in Japanese sometimes where the actual language is so much more simple than the way we translate it. She literally just said, fight, oh yeah, or have spirit. So fighting with a energetic sound. Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Wait, what? Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm with Keiichi on this. What the fuck? As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. How? Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit. It's fine? It's fine? Rina kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rina is ridiculously cute to cute things, and she always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. He says that like an old detective. Then I can just look. Just looking. What? That should be fine, right? Right? Rina swooned over Satsuko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rina into the authorities. Oh, is that foreshadowing? Forgive me, Rina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. That's kind of ominous. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satsuko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handles was an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Yeah, that's a vicious trap, dude. Even though Satsuko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ha ha ha, we made it in time. Rise, attention. So this is a ritual they do in Japanese schools. You'll see this a lot. They'll say, rise, attention, bow, be seated. Things like that. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult for being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. Dude, aren't we all? They say to teach something, you need to understand it. Backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. Maybe. Quite possibly. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there will be trouble later on. With these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. Feel like got a sneeze? Trying to hold it at. Okay. Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. Gambaru! Oh man, I haven't heard that word forever. Gambaru means fighting or spirit, or work hard. It has a lot of meanings. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Rena blushing again. Especially you, Rena. Once again, English. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons. Just the two of us. Do I even need to read that part? It's in English with a Japanese accent. It's private lessons. A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of her head. What does that sprite look like? Okay. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play of that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? Bengoshi. Doesn't that mean like lawyer, or maybe it has like a academic meaning too? If you don't know this much, you can't get into university. Forgive me for making like casual comments on the Japanese. I just don't know how accurate this translation is to what we're reading, you know? So you study just get into university? Okay, I guess bingo means to study. Ma. Yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Dude, I wish they had free universities which were like that here. Or I would have got a degree in no time. But, no die. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. Or here in America, it's more like money equals university. Or debt equals university. You gotta choose. That is right. There aren't really enough people here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that is common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that, instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. Like what? What more meaningful things, Mion? It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it actually didn't have that deep of a meaning. Are you sure? It might have a much deeper meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of a principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. How poor is this place? Kei-chan, we're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. And also, once again, she said it in English, lunchtime. Mion is a big Westaboo, confirmed. And a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. Star. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. All right. Let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. Don't you mean a boy and a girl? And girls? But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Good. I just suddenly realized I might not be recording this entire time. At the same time, Satsuko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Keiichi-kun, hurry, hurry! Rina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. What a fucking comment, dude. Keiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts, like some kind of destitute plebeian. That is the most insane insult. Why don't you just show it to us? Come on now. Even though Satsuko was hurling insults at me, she wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start. At first this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open up my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of only girls. Made up of all girls, there we go. Of course there were other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to that to girls, well, these girls aren't picky. Let's see that Sprite. Oh, isn't that cute? We put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mio noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anyone's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? Daihon. My, isn't Madame Satsuko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satsuko was starting, our chopsticks locked into a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expressions broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satsuko and Rika-chan's lunches are usually the same. It seems Rika makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Okay, that's just Satsuko's laugh. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rena is actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know, Star. It seemed the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch was really the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from her lunchbox consistently. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. I hope. It's got high marks for me. Ah, Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopstick aside, I reached out trying to secure my own portion. Satsuko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time in a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Brenna's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad no one thought to leave any for Rena. But Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How'd you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. Yeah, Satoko, you don't even cook. You're not that much different from Keiichi-chan, Satsuko. Ooh. And that was in English too. Huh. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Uh-oh. Her face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? Hell no, I don't like mayo. You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Rena tried to hurriedly follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satsuko. Oh, she's going in for the kill. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satsuko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's a asparagus. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible. Oh, poor Satsuko, you have no idea. And that's asparagus, too. It doesn't even look like it. Maybe the stem looks like it. So which, Probably the yellow one is broccoli, the blue one is cauliflower. Blue one. Okay. And the green one is, Do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I expected no less from the class rep. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought up into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. Man, what is up with Keiichi and these ominous lines that are like hinting at something? I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. And then she starts crying. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Cut her down a peg. How cute. Rina entered a state of euphoria as Satsuko bawled her eyes out. Rina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satsuko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Rina, Mimi is picking on me. Cute, cute. It's okay, Rina Oni-chan will take care of all the bad people who tease my little sister. You know, I always have mixed feelings on when you use suffixes like this. Specifically, you want to have like equivalent meanings. So like in English, this would be Big Sis Rina would be the English translation, but they decided to just say Rina Oni-chan. That's not a translation, dude. You would have to know what Oni-chan is in the first place, okay? What? What the hell? Whish, boof, bam. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled, spread eagle on the floor, staring up the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you got one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? Yeah, Rena's a superhuman, man. With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rina. See, Satsuko-chan, I took care of them. So cute. I want to take you home. Make sure Rina couldn't see it. Satsuko stuck her tongue out at us. Tisk, damn it all, using Rina like a puppet. How many ominous lines? Rina like a puppet, huh? Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Okay. No matter what the day held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey Keiichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have any plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rina that I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? I'm getting so tired, dude. The alcohol's not helping. Rina saw me lost for words and realized I misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But it's always fun when Rina's in a panic, so I went along with it. A little. Oh, really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Why? Mi-chan. Of course. She just laughed at me. Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see. This old geezer never knew you could push your buttons like that. Huh? Huh? What? What? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Rena flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but to start laughing. As well, feeling just as bit guilty, I ruffled Rena's hair. Joda. Kidding. And sorry, it was a joke. That is my fault. Oh, so what he said, Uso. Uso could mean kidding. It could also mean lie. Lying, Jodan. Joda or Jodan. And that is joke. So, giving you like the key phrases from what I understand. She really is a cute one. Huh? Huh? A joke? Since when? Since when? Huh? About halfway through. Halfway? So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see... Saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Okay? So why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just, Kei-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by it yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes, so you see, tomorrow we were thinking that Michan and I should escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know? If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Keiichi-kun, you're not free, perhaps? Perhaps? While Mion had a rather sour back and forth, Rena peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I had been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. Himada, I'm free. Great! The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. I love how Mion uses so much Yakuza slang that I understand. Hey now. Seems there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Rena, isn't there? It seems Mion did not care how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go. Oh, Rena, what does that sprite look like? You can't tell she's annoyed in that sprite. This one you can. But they completely changed it. So this was... The Manga Gamer one was more accurate to the original expression. And this one... Yep. Oh man, look at those beautiful photos of the village in the background. The original, man. Let's go, Rena. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow, leaving grumpy old Mion behind. Huh? Well, if Keiichi-kun's okay with that, then... I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Maebara. Or, she actually said Maebara Keiichi. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rena? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food, maybe. That's so dangerous. What the fuck? Don't you ignore me too, Rena. I'll put out a village-wide circular saying that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. Oh! Rena's like, get the fuck out of my dating game. This is my moment. Just one hit KO'd. Okay. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow's going to be so much fun. Later, Keiichi-kun and Mi-chan. Bye. Rena bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Daijoubu-ka? Are you alright? There's over 2 meters between you guys. So 6 feet? What? Since you came, they became sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stop saying stuff that makes Rena want to hit you. Or else this will end up being this Mion slapstick comedy hour. Seems that way. If that happens, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who could dodge her jabs. I felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Rena. You gotta train up and have a rematch. Kei-chan, you should. This old geezer would root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rena's available technique. And are we going to like the here's the screen. And with this, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for here. It is very late night for me, even though it's midday for you guys. I am so tired. Ooh, we get new tips. We will have to do those next time. I am fading away. So, let's save here. Into chapter 1 here of the Let's Play. Like I said, I already read ahead once and then I never finished, so we're reading it together this time. I want to thank you guys all for watching this. I actually recorded more than I thought I would. I was planning only to do 30 minutes, but I wanted to wrap up this scene. So, I hope you guys have a good night, okay? Gerald from the Workshop, signing off.